It's finally happening, guys. After years of weaponizing the justice system against President Donald Trump, two of his biggest enemies are about to get a taste of their own medicine. And that's former FBI Director James Comey and New York Attorney General Tish James are both facing federal criminal indictments that could drop literally at any second right now. We're talking serious felony charges here, folks. Comey for lying under oath to Congress and James for mortgage fraud. These are the same people who spent years trying to destroy Trump, and they spent all this time destroying everybody on the conservative movement. They put Christian groups on watch lists. Comey went after anybody at J6. I was personally depersoned off the internet. And Gary Franchi at the Next News Network, they completely demonetized him and tried to destroy his life for reporting the truth. James needs accountability. And these people are now trying to find attorneys for themselves. And thank God, because I voted for this. This had to happen. And I want to see you guys comment below. Tell me if you think that these indictments are long overdue or political revenge. Because what's about to unfold is going to change everything we thought we knew about accountability in Washington. So my name's Tom. I'm with the Daily Beltway. I'm also publisher of the Illinois Review and a White House correspondent for the Next News Network. And folks, we are a growing channel, and every like, comment, and subscription helps us grow. So I've got a little mega clip here. We're going to start off with James Comey lying under oath. Let's get to that.
Do you stand by your House testimony on March 20th that there was no surveillance of the Trump campaign that you're aware of?
Correct.
You would know about it if they were, is that correct?
I think so, yes.
Okay.
The office is expected to charge Tish James, the New York Attorney General, with mortgage fraud. And of course, Donald Trump, we all saw it posted on Truth Social in recent days, exhorting his Attorney General to charge both of those people as soon as possible. Again, this is, grand juries are secret. This is a fluid situation. It's also important to know, though, that the U.S. attorney, the Trump-appointed U.S. attorney in this office, Eric Siebert, was essentially forced out last week, in part because he was refusing to bring these cases. We're told that he was opposed to prosecuting both James and Comey on these grounds, and he's out.
So, Katie, we have some sources who say that for several weeks now, the U.S. Attorney's Office in the Eastern District of Virginia, and actually in offices that are potentially much further south than Alexandria, have been eyeing ways to indict Comey, and they are getting very much closer. The statute of limits, rephrase, they are arguing.
This is very important. The statute of limitations were about to expire, and that's why they had to, the person who was in charge resigned, and now they put in somebody that was actually willing to do this.
That Comey,
because the other guy was scared, because it's a career-ending move for some of these prosecutors, considering it's in New York City and other areas.
There is evidence to suggest Comey lied to Congress in his testimony on the Hill in September of 2020. And for viewers out in the audience who may not be legally as nerdy as me and Ken, I'll just say that there's a statute of limitations to charge people with the crime of lying to Congress or perjury, and that's 5 years. The 5-year statute runs this month, what the allegations are.
So we're seeing reaction online. There's reaction from one mega account with 1.3 million followers saying this is exactly what I voted for. Also, dear James Comey, retribution is coming, TikTok. And then they post sincerely 77+ million.
You got to do the Trump dance. Just be like, this is a good victory, guys. But we're going to start with James Comey. The former FBI director is facing perjury charges for lying to Congress in September 2020 about authorizing information leaks during the Russia investigation. The statute of limitations is about to expire in a couple days, which is why prosecutors are moving now. And Trump-appointed prosecutor Eric Siebert actually resigned rather than bring these charges because he thought the case was weak. But his replacement? That's a different story entirely. Trump has been calling for Comey's prosecution for 8 years through Truth Social posts, saying the man who weaponized the FBI against him needs to face consequences. It wasn't just Trump. They weaponized the FBI against anybody who was in the Republican Party. How many investigations they launched into Turning Point, into other groups? It's pretty obvious what they were doing, folks. The New York Times even called it an 8-year vendetta. Well, maybe it's not a vendetta when the evidence supports literal criminal charges. So comment below and tell me if you think Comey should have been prosecuted years ago for his role in the Russia hoax. And now we're going to talk a little bit about Ms. Tish James. The woman who made her career going after Trump is now under FBI investigation for mortgage fraud. It's a pretty easy one to prove. The allegation is that she falsely listed a Virginia home as her principal residence to get better mortgage terms while actually living in New York for her political career. I mean, you can't run for office in New York as an attorney general, but somehow still live in Virginia. That's physically impossible. Congresswoman Elise Stefanik has been all over this, calling it exactly the kind of corruption we expect from New York Democrats. And the Federal Housing Finance Agency Director William Pulte documented everything in an official letter to Attorney General Pam Bondi, laying out exactly how James allegedly falsified bank documents and property records. I had to throw that allegedly in because we pretty much know it's on paper, it's been filed for years. They pulled it, her signature's on it. And James's legal team is claiming these were just an innocent mistake. But how many politicians are doing this? It's not intentional fraud, right? But folks, when you're talking about falsifying federal mortgage documents, ignorance is not a defense, especially when you're the attorney general for a state. The FBI doesn't investigate innocent mistakes. And here's what really gets me. These are the same people who spent years telling us nobody's above the law while they were breaking it themselves. James used her office to go after Trump's business empire while allegedly committing fraud on her own mortgage applications, the same thing she was going after Trump for. The hypocrisy is like freaking mind-blowing. I almost said a bad word. And this is where it all changes. Because what we're seeing here isn't just individual corruption. It's a pattern of weaponized government turning on itself. So let me ask you this in the comments. Do you guys think these prosecutions represent equal justice? Maybe finally? I hope so. Let me know. So if you guys got value from this update, please tap subscribe. My opinion is next. Oh, what a big day. There's like 400 stories. And we got to get to it. So here's my take. For too long, we watched a two-tier justice system where Democrats could weaponize government agencies against their political opponents with zero consequences. I was subject to that. Gary Franchi with the Next News Network was subject to that. Thousands of other people were subject to this. FBI led it. Biden said censor them. Comey enforced it through all these different people. This is a much bigger thing than what's happening right now, but this is a good start. You know, James Comey, he did orchestrate the Russia investigation that paralyzed Trump's first presidency. Then he lied about it to Congress. Letitia James turned the New York Attorney General's office into her personal anti-Trump crusade while allegedly defrauding mortgage lenders. This isn't about revenge. It's about restoring equal justice under law in our constitutional republic. And if you're an elected official and you do something stupid, you should go to freaking jail. If you assault an ICE officer, go to jail. If you do crazy things, go to jail. If we do that, if anybody watching this were to do something of this nature, we would be in prison. And when government officials abuse their power, they must face consequences regardless of party affiliation. If there's damn Republicans that are doing stupid stuff and deserve felony charges, send them to prison. I don't care. Put them all in. Who cares? Get them out. We don't need this in this country. These indictments send a clear message that weaponizing the justice system has consequences. The American people deserve accountability from their public servants. If these cases proceed, they'll serve as a warning to future officials that our republic's institutions are not personal weapons for political warfare. And this is about them weaponizing the justice system against people. This is not retribution. This is holding them accountable for what they did. And justice delayed is not justice denied when the evidence finally catches up, or we have people who have the nuts to finally do the damn charges.